Mike, I'm going to take you back to the Prohibition era with Cutty Sark Prohibition Edition.
Let's do this. The mission for Prohibition Edition begins.
Let's do this. What's going on, guys? I'm Metahuman Dave.
Just Mike.
If you're a first-time viewer of our channel, what we do that's a little different than a lot of other channels is we review all of our whiskeys 3 different ways. We review it neat, give a score, move on to a little bit of water, and then review over rocks. Give you a score for all 3 ways. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, hit that little subscribe button and the bell icon. It's a nice pop. Ooh. To get notified of new videos, you gotta hit that bell icon.
Oh,
but
it smells fruity.
Right now, good observation. We are going to review Cutty Sark Prohibition Edition, which happens to be only this second whiskey in their current lineup, other than their standard Cutty Sark, which is, you know, in that green and yellow labeled bottle. Got plenty of notes on this one. So,
well, let's throw this out in one thing. Let's throw this one thing out. Watch the video. Question number 1 will be here.
How you can win this Angel Share Dropper. First question coming up soon. I actually gotta say, this smells nicer than I expected it to be.
It does.
That has to be from the sherry oak. This is aged in hand-selected American sherry oak. And that's where you're getting a lot of that fruit.
Yeah, I'm getting a lot of honey too.
Okay, so it smells pretty decent.
It smells delightful, actually. I mean, that smells like yeah, that smells like something you shouldn't be drinking when you're on a diet. It smells good.
So this one only came out rather recently. 2013 is when this one came out. Exactly 80 years after Prohibition ended. Now, Cutty Sark has strong ties to Prohibition because when they first came out, Cutty Sark was being sent over to America by Captain William McCoy. He was smuggling in the original green label Cutty Sark, which that is a blended Scotch that has about 40 different Scotches in it.
It's interesting.
Yeah?
It really is. Flavor-wise, it's a little spicy and peppery.
Boom! Dude! For my viewers that have been watching for a while, gotta be proud of Mike on this one. That he actually said black pepper, because this is the first time he's ever even said black pepper in a whiskey.
This one's pretty evident.
I didn't want to say that.
Is.
I did not want to give him any hints, but that's what I always hear about this one. It actually says right on the back, full-flavored and challenging massive notes of cracked black pepper and toffee. That's what they say on their own label.
So I don't think I got toffee, but that could be the sweetness we're talking about.
Black pepper.
Yeah, hit the black pepper.
Mike's not going to be a beginner for much longer.
Yeah, I'm just going to be overly opinionated at that point. I like this. I like it. It smells like one of those sweetie coffee drinks you get at Starbucks. You know, that's what it kind of smells like. And it tastes interesting. I don't know if I like it.
It
but
is
it's
super interesting.
Yeah.
Considering that Cutty Sark's normal bottle that's your bottom tier stuff. That's your whiskey that you're mixing cocktails in. It's not something that people are sipping, and it's funny enough, even Cutty Sark themselves know that their whiskey's not good enough for sipping, because their own website, and I quote, wasn't for stuffy sipping like an old style whiskey. It was born to be mixed.
I don't know.
That's the green label, not this one.
Okay.
This I think is a sipping whiskey.
Yeah, if this was really the Prohibition blend, this was what they used.
This isn't like trying to replicate an old style.
Okay.
It's just like
what the hell's a Prohibition
it's just
edition?
an homage. Well, it's 50% ABV versus their normal Cutty Sark, which is 40%. So we got 50%.
Wow.
So it's a higher proof. You're gonna love this price. Let's talk about dead-ass deals. We haven't had a dead-ass deal on this channel in quite a while.
Wow.
But This normally goes for about $30 to $35 retail. High Times was selling it for $10. So
Instant purchase.
it was an instant purchase. Absolutely. I had John Castle,
purchase.
so thank you for going out and picking it up for me. He lives down the street from them. I figured at 50%, it's going to be at least decent enough for a good cocktail. But
Yeah, no, I think it's more than that.
it's a good sipping whiskey. What do you give this score?
You know what? Honestly, not my flavor profile. 50% alcohol should have really hit me hard.
Mm-hmm.
Like I should have got all the alcohol and everything and really turned me away from it, but it didn't.
Mm-mm.
I've got to give it a bump from there. I got to give it a bump for that spicy, for that sweet, for that black peppery. I'm gonna give it a solid 6.8.
All right, you gotta understand. I'm usually disappointed with his scoring because he'll hype something up and then he's like, "Oh, it's like a 5." I didn't think he was actually going to score it that high, so I'm actually excited because he's pretty damn close to my score.
Oh, you're just pretty close to mine.
I was 6.9 on this one.
You're coming to me. You're getting there.
This is a good whiskey, especially even at the retail price of $30 to $35.
I would
That's
say
a
yes.
great buy.
I would say yes. Now I'm really.
At $10, stockpile your freaking cabinets.
Yeah.
I wish I bought multiples now.
Yeah, if you're a doomsday prepper, this is what you want. Buy it by the case.
I wish it was $10 all the time. It's not, but
Yeah, I am very interested to see what the water does to the pepper notes.
for me, now I said it before, I got a lot of sherry on the nose. I'm getting the same thing, a lot of sherry on the nose with
I
this.
agree with you now with this water.
Now, Mike, you asked me before what makes this Prohibition style. Well, for one thing, it's actually this black bottle. Apparently, that's how whiskey came about. It was always in black bottles versus the clear or green bottles that
Okay.
you currently see. The other thing is, Cutty Sark's normal stuff is just your twist top. This does have a cork because Prohibition era, everything was corked. Before we move on, giveaway entry opportunity number 1.
What?
Number 1. First question on how you can win one of these Angel Share droppers. I want to know from you, what is the whiskey that got you to fall in love with whiskey? Leave a comment down below. That's how you're going to earn your entry. What is the whiskey that got you into whiskey?
Flavor-wise, that got interesting for me. I don't think it got interesting in a good way either. So, it does taste sweet.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's an easy one. This one seems to be genuinely sweet.
Yeah.
But it brought out, and I like what you used on another review, an isopropyl type flavor. And that's what I get now.
That's so strange that you say that because I don't get any of the alcohol burn whatsoever. I actually think it brought out so much sweetness that it's a little too much. Like it's a little
Wow.
too sweet for me now. It really brought out some sugary,
Yeah.
fruity, like jam type of
Wow.
like sweetened fruits type of
over the
type
top.
Of it's
Over the
it's a
top.
little too much,
Okay.
but full on sherry on the nose.
Yeah, it smells magnificent. Flavor-wise, it didn't do it for me. I'd take it down to probably a 4.5 because of that alcohol type taste.
I'm dropping mine quite a bit too. I'm gonna go close to midline, close to a 5. It's just a little too sweet. There's nothing wrong with this. This might really make for a good dessert whiskey if that's what you're looking for. So if you're into really sweet stuff, you might want to try this with a drop of water. For me, it's just a little too sweet, and that's why I'm only giving it a 5.
I appreciate the sweetness of it. I didn't get over the top sweetness, but then again, you know, I'm a little more sensitive to this alcohol. But this is
50% ABV, man, and it's not burning.
No.
So, considering that it's a blend of so many different whiskeys, if it's the same way as their green label, I'm not sure. If it's the same as their green label, it's up to 40 different whiskeys. They did a really good job blending this, comparatively speaking, to what they do with their normal stuff. It's pretty enjoyable,
Wow.
especially for $10.
I just like the sound this makes with the ice in it.
That nice crystal glass
I
of
like
the
it.
Glencairn.
We didn't get that with the rocks glasses.
I still get sherry, even on the ice.
That's interesting because you know what? It actually kind of switched over to like a pineapple for me, like a tropical fruit.
Okay.
It changed up for me.
And now notice we're not doing normal Glencairns normal rocks glasses anymore. We do have the Canadian Glencairn, which is tuliped. So we're going to start getting a little bit more of the aromatics, comparatively speaking, to your normal big open tumbler.
Yeah, this is tropical to me now.
I can understand that. It's a faint. For me, it's faint. It's sherry and there's faint tropical citrus.
Well, that's a damn shame.
Not as good as the smell, I guess.
No. Unfortunately, it took out all the sweetness of it. Everything that made it enjoyable is gone. I taste ice cubes.
Interesting, because I don't agree with that
Okay.
assessment. I'm gonna do another sip before I give a score, and I hope
Okay.
you do the same. You
I'm
take
gonna
another sip.
Give it a second.
So, I just want to say this. Some of the grains that are in this, because it's a mixture of grains and malts. There's things from the grains are from North British and Invergordon, which is what we had in our Cadenhead. But some of the malts include Highland Park, Glenrothes, Macallan,
Wow.
Bunnahabhain.
Real legit distillers.
Indeed.
Wow.
Now, we don't know how much percentage is grain versus malts or any of that stuff. But, as of November 2018, this was sold to a new company. So it's no longer owned by Edrington. It's now going to be owned by the Glenmorangie parent company. It's a French name that I'm not even going to attempt to butcher. But they're the people who own Glenmorangie.
Wow.
So we don't know what's going to happen to the blend. Is it going to end up being different alcohols that are in it because of this change of hands? So if you're able to find a bottle, it might be worth holding off for a couple of years until the new ones hit the shelves, just so you can do a side-by-side. Cutty Sark pushes out lots and lots of whiskey. They were actually the first whiskey company in America to hit 1 million bottles sold. Now, the Cutty Sark is a little bit different. They're considering it small batch, but small batch in their sense is way different than small batch of a local distillery. It's still being pushed out by the thousands of gallons.
That's a small batch. When you got billions of people on the planet, it's a small batch. Flavor-wise, it really took it down to nothing for me. Unfortunately, I get almost nothing from this.
Once the water mingled with the whiskey, it changed the flavors. My initial thought on this was it's not that bad. I actually did enjoy it. So maybe with a big like sphere of an ice cube, the ones that are slow melting,
Okay.
this might be a better whiskey to try. Because my initial thought, I liked it better than with the dilution.
Gotcha.
But now that the water's melted, because we did use normal sized ice cubes, it's not as enjoyable as my initial taste.
It's not awful. It's just there's nothing there. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to change much. Let's say 4.4. It's
Okay.
really not much of a difference. It's easy to drink if you just want to get a buzz.
Okay. So I was going to give it a little bit higher than a 5 at my initial taste, but now that the ice melted, I'm actually going to drop it down to a 4.5. I would love to try this with a big ice cube and see what it tastes like without letting it melt so fast. But it's not bad. For the $30 to $35, I say this is a buy. Pick it up,
Neat.
taste it. I
Neat.
think you're going to enjoy it. At $10, if you find it like that again, stockpile. Pick up multiple bottles of it. It is a good whiskey, considering it's Cutty Sark. That's amazing.
Well, yeah, I guess, Cutty Sark doesn't really have a reputation for,
Mm-mm.
and they know it.
They know it themselves. They admit
Obviously
it.
by their
They
statement.
say it's made for mixing.
I don't see anything wrong with this. As long as you drink it neat. I don't see anything wrong with it.
Sweet, spicy,
Mhm.
little bit of a lingering
Yeah.
finish on it. It's what a sipping whiskey should be. You know,
It's what a $30 sipping whiskey
Yeah.
should be.
better way of putting
Yeah.
it. I would say pick it up, even
Yeah.
at full retail.
I'm in.
Make sure that if you've missed the question for your first entry for the Angel Share Dropper, rewind the video. We asked the question. Make sure you answer that down in the comments section. Otherwise, give us a thumbs up. We want to hear from you if you've tried this version. What do you think? Mike always likes to hit you up with them chopsticks, so here it comes. 3, 2, 1.
Chopsticks.
Boom.